Cinématographe est à Beaune sous le signe du polar. En effet, le Festival de Beaune fête cette année sa 7e édition avec une sélection riche de 8 longs métrages en compétition. Un état du monde malade, très malade, où règne la corruption, la violence, la maltraitance, la misère sociale. Pas très réjouissant, mais au niveau des films, très stimulant. Quelques belles réussites, notamment le dernier film de Pierre Jolivet, Jamais de la vie, ou un film allemand, discutable par endroits, mais réussi dans sa forme, Victoria, de Sebastian Schiffer. Nous avons préféré nous intéresser à un deuxième film britannique, Hyena, de Gerard Johnson, une plongée radicale auprès d'un flic violent, alcoolique et corrompu, une terrible spirale que nous a raconté le réalisateur Gerard Johnson, que nous avons pu rencontrer et qui revient avec nous sur ce film.
These ain't wogs, these are a new breed of criminal. We need to keep evolving if we're going to stay on top.
We're gonna need some more money, though.
That's $100,000 you've had off me, you cunt.
We're gonna make so much more back, you know that?
Originally, the idea was based about 12 years ago on a person that I met, me and the main actor met at a party. He was a very larger-than-life character, and he turned out to be an undercover policeman. He was a big party animal, he liked to drink, he liked a good time. Then it changed over the years, having met a lot of corrupt police and a lot of non-corrupt police. When you write, you know, the story evolves all the time, depending on what you're researching, who you're meeting. It was about 4 years of research on the film. Everything that I try to put in the film, I have to really research, and it becomes, for me, it's the only way to work. And me and the main actor went on raids with the vice squad, with the drug squad. We dressed up as police, ran into houses, made arrests. For short periods of time, we became like policemen, which just helps.
Do we know the Kabashis?
No.
Albanians.
They're very heavy traffickers.
I put $100,000 to that fucking route and I want it back.
My ideal environment for a film is to work with professional actors and non-professional actors, so there's a mixture. Yeah, you know, so there's lots of people in that film that have never acted before. The two brothers, the two Albanian brothers, they're non-actors. They're, you know, one's from Kosovo, one's from Albania. We street cast in London. We saw a lot of Albanians in the Albanian community. A, they looked like brothers, and B, they were good. They looked terrifying. You know, casting is extremely important. You know, it's a process that you have to take your time with. With this film, there's a lot of different nationalities. There's a lot of regional actors. All of the actors in the film, some are from up north, some are from Scotland, Ireland, Sheffield, Liverpool, London. So it's a mixture.
If people want to take over, they're going to have to work with me. Detective Sergeant Logan.
You'd think that policemen like Michael Logan wouldn't exist. They exist because they do good work and they become untouchable.
30%, you fucking joke.
Suddenly, he's a corrupt policeman. Now, suddenly, that's really interesting to me because the amount of training you do to become a policeman. You train for so long, and yet as soon as you're a policeman, you suddenly become corrupt. You go into the job for one reason, is to do the right thing, to do good, and then you do the opposite. So that's the interest to me is how the police are almost like criminals, but they don't see themselves as criminals. They'll tell you that they're doing a good job, and actually there are some cases they are doing a good job. There is a fine line, and it's almost transparent. Michael has got himself in a position where he is the king of the castle. He can do whatever he wants. He's had the Turks in his pocket for years. there's nothing he can't do. When he meets the Albanians, they have come from a completely different world. They've come from a country that has been savaged by war. Their starting life, they've witnessed the worst atrocities. You know, their families have been depleted and destroyed in front of them. They come to London, they're not bothered about a policeman. They're an unstoppable force. They have no fear. So he hits a brick wall where he thinks, I'm a policeman, I can do whatever. But you cannot, when you're dealing with people that have no fear of death, no fear of dying, they don't care about the police. What can you do? You're stuck. He's like, what? These guys, I can't do anything. Michael's character is sickened by violence. We see from the first 20 minutes how he's affected by violence. I have a problem with cartoon violence in films. I have a problem with violence used for comedic value. And it's Michael's reaction to violence that shows us how it affects an individual. And even someone who's a policeman or a corrupt policeman is so affected by violence. So I think used in its right context, it's very important to show it, but not to glorify it or not for titillation. There's nothing in that film that you could say it was used to get a laugh or for titillation or to get off on. It's used for us to be sickened by it. I suppose there is a part of me that, as a filmmaker, I want to do the thing that you least expect me to do. In this case, it was that ending was in the original script, and it was very important for me to have that ending. And for me, it's the only way to end it. I've been to see many films where the ending has frustrated. Initially, when it's ended, I'm like, well, you can't end it there. Once having had a beer or a time to reflect, I've gone, no, actually, that was the right place. And I think with Hyena, obviously it's my film, so I made the choice. It's definitely the ending that I wanted, and I don't care if anyone's frustrated. They can make their own ending. It's absolutely that, and it's great that it's that. I've had loads of people go, I love that ending. I've had people go, you can't end. That's great. You know, that's what I want. If you make something that everyone likes, you're making Disney. You know, you're making a Toy Story. Film should be, you know, something that's personal. It should be your own thing. It shouldn't be dictated by what everyone tells you is good. You should make your own mind up and then deal with it. Once you start listening to other people's endings, then let them make their one. Then they come back to me and show it to me. And I can critique their ending.
Le second prix du jury ex aequo, nous l'avons attribué à Hyena de Gerard Johnson.
Wow. You know, if I'm going to win an award for a police film, then this is the festival. Thank you to the jury. Thank you to everyone that made Hyena possible. All of my actors, my producers, all of my French distributors that are bringing the film to France. This is a great festival, by the way, and it's a great cinema. The sound here was fantastic. You saw it in the right environment. So thanks very much. Thank you.
Taylor's interrogating your crew as we speak, Michael.
It's all getting a little bit messy, this lot, Michael.
Were you involved?
You're getting your own back on me.
You know, there's 33,000 in my gang, mate.
You're fucking me up! Who's got police? Michael Logan is guilty of corruption, extortion, he's out of control, intimidating witnesses.
Shame you lost everything, Michael.
Want me to go on?